Welcome to Big Blue's Explorations and welcome to the Port du Soleil. So after those 2 wonderful days of powder, the conditions in the Port du Soleil had increased quite a bit from the first few days where it had been snowy, but not as snowy as we wanted it to be. So on the final day, we did focus more on the central of Voriaz section and also went over to Champs-Élysées, actually doing the Narnia Run and those runs twice. Once before lunch and then a second time rapidly after lunch. So you'll see some of the videos are a little bit similar to what we've had before, but it was a really beautiful day. Snow was in good conditions and we had some really good quick descents and then ascents up the other side as we worked our way back to Le Croisettes for the end of the day. I did actually have some issues. I was skiing the steep powder and I fell and I ended up taking off my skis and I ended up sinking like 4 feet into the snow because that's how snowy it was. And I did end up actually getting some help from ski patrol to actually get out. Someone came in to pick up skis and then waded in to help give me some traction to pull me out because it was extraordinarily deep and I had never had that situation before. It was like wading through cement, so not a very pleasant experience at all, and I managed to make it right to the top just about 7 minutes after the lift was closed. And then the first thing the guys were like, "Hey, where are you going?" I was like, "You've got to pay." And I'm like, "Thank you very much, everybody." I'm like, no, thank you. I'm like, obviously that's part of ski patrol's job, but it was just funny that we had some a little bit of banter, as you would call it, with the ski patrol after getting helped out of that sticky or very sticky situation. The reason it's called the Narnia Run is because it's like going through the adventures of Narnia with forests with lots of snow everywhere, so that's why it's called the Narnia Run. Opportunities to have some off-piste powder adventures in some of the runs later on in the section as you work through Champs-Élysées, with great amount of connectivity when you got to the bottom with a bubble going straight to the top, and then numerous chairs connecting alongside. One of the runs we did as well was a speed time trial where I managed to get to about 70 kilometers an hour, so that was very good. And overall in Port du Soleil, I did have an excellent time and would highly recommend the Port du Soleil for your next holiday. And if you are interested in Christian holidays or holidays where then the Oak Hall ski holidays are definitely worth looking at. This week I was on the 20s to 30s trip, but they also have ones for families and for all ages, depending on what time you want to go. Always quite budget friendly, maybe more expensive than they used to be. That's just everything these days has got expensive, but definitely a great mix of worship and fellowship with lots of skiing involved. You do have to be prepared to get up early and be ready to go. This holiday is non-stop every day and you would not have very much time to yourself if you chose that way. Otherwise, Champrey does have quite a number of hotels and guest houses available, as well as Leger, Morzine and Voriaz as well, if you're looking for something a bit more upscale and modern. Then Voriaz answers all that. We didn't get to Jean des Alpes or Abondance this time, just due to the snow earlier on not being good enough, and then by the end of the week the snow had improved, so they were open and were operating fully. But you do have to expect that you might not get to all 600 plus kilometres of the Port du Soleil in one trip, and we'll have to go back again. Beautiful place, quite reasonable as long as you're not staying in the Swiss side, and great access to lots of different restaurants and cafes across all the pistes, and very close to Geneva airport, as I mentioned before, and access by train as well as car, depending on what you and how you want to get to Port du Soleil. It's a really good resort and definitely worth thinking about for a family or a solo holiday. Thank you very much again, ladies and gentlemen, for watching another Big Blues exploration. Please stay tuned for more in the coming weeks and months.